My fellow Americans, I told you back in 1985 that free pickup and delivery was the future of dry cleaning. 35 years later, you still don't listen. It's time to do routes right or not at all. I wish you the best. Either way. Real important vlog though today. I think for a lot of you that are already Route Pro members, you kind of know where I'm going with this. For those that aren't, or those that are struggling for whatever reason why you stumbled upon this vlog today, hopefully that's going to help you with what's going on. As I have sirens going on around me, kind of added effect. No, those are not sound effects. It is kind of alarming right now what's going on in our industry. One of the things that we see, it is another kind of diminishing industry. And with all the stock scare and the coronavirus scare, and of course the election scare, however you want to look at it, there's a lot of stuff that tends to take our eyes off our business. One thing I do notice a lot in dry cleaning, they tend to look at the negative side more than the positive side. I look at forums a lot, and I see a lot of sometimes negativity. There is some helpful comments, don't get me wrong. But deep down, there's a lot of times that we tend to look away from the solutions and hold on to the past that kind of keep dry cleaners from growing. We all get there. We all get comfortable. And obviously, being the Route Pro, being the name of our company, you know, we tend to look at routes as our saving grace. Whether it's the Continue edition now with Wash Dry Fold, or just going out and getting more business. But a lot of you guys that have been following a lot of the route strategies that are out there are growing. And you're growing at a continual rate. And good for you. Keep it up. As we always say right here, do routes right or not at all. You know, I think it's kind of interesting as I prepare for this vlog. I kind of had three different angles I was going with. And I want to thank Montel White of Puritan Cleaners giving me the idea to use Mad Lips to do some stuff with Trump and Bernie and stuff like that. But I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is kind of an intriguing time now. What we're seeing a lot in our industry is a lot of stores starting to close. And as you know, in the past few years, there's a lot of you guys, whether it's on the positive side, negative side, neutral side, that have witnessed this. Take a look at some of these news clips from the past maybe 5 to 6 years.
Carl Frazier checks the door every day at Swift Cleaners on Webster Avenue in New Rochelle that still has a sign in the window that says open.
It's very frustrating.
Carl says he dropped off a suit to be cleaned and pressed for an event 2 weeks ago and was told he could pick it up 3 days later.
So I came back Thursday of that same week to get my clothes, and the door was locked like it is now.
I didn't know anything about this.
Zoot's customers coming to pick up their clothes Friday night ran into quite a surprise.
I suspect the system is not reset.
The system was not working after this email went out to customers saying that the local dry cleaning chain was filing for bankruptcy and closing its doors.
Basically, it just said that after 20-something years, they're shutting their doors down.
Falls Church residents say they are really being taken to the cleaners. That's because their local dry cleaner abruptly closed up shop with the customers' clothing still inside. Tom Rousey live with more on this story you saw first on 7. Tom?
And Allison, still at this hour, we're seeing a lot of customers coming by here. They're expecting to get inside the dry cleaners, but instead they're finding a locked door and a sign up that says that they were going to be closing on April 30th, a few days ago.
A local dry cleaning business closes shop without warning, leaving customers wondering if they'll get their clothing back. Eyewitness News reporter Addie Waharder joins us live at Owl Cleaners, just off Fredericksburg Road and Wurzbach in the Medical Center. Addie?
Deb, customers at Owl Cleaners were met by this notice right here saying the business is closed, not providing customers with any information if they'll be able to get their clothes back, and if so, when.
a few short weeks, a neighborhood institution will close its doors for the last time.
Stoltz Dry Cleaners has been a fixture in St. Paul's Mac Groveland community for 100 years. Joel and Marie Tracy and their family have operated it for the past 37 years. Now they say the long hours and the need for costly improvements have sealed their decision to call it quits. Bill Hudson paid a visit today. I have to imagine this was really difficult for them to do, Bill.
Tough for a lot of customers too, Frank.
Sure.
Absolutely. You know, you don't stay in business as long as Stoltz Cleaners has and not be serving your customers well. Now years of loyalty is quickly turning into days of sadness. It's been anchoring the corner at Snelling and Grand for decades.
We came in '79.
Joel and Marie Tracy have owned Stoltz Dry Cleaners the past 37 years.
Yeah, I was getting tired.
Frankfort Cleaners stood alone in the category for dry cleaners, a business the Frankfort community counted on, now gone.
An amenity that our community needed, and so now we have to fight and retool to figure out how we can become better in the future.
Customers have been going to the Fresh and Clean Dry Cleaner in Beverly Hills to pick up their laundry, but they end up finding a closed sign and the door is locked.
And now, after a whole bunch of frustration, it looks like they might finally get their clothes back. Sean Lay following this story for us tonight. And Sean, what happened there?
Good evening, Sandra. This is so frustrating to so many customers. The operators of the business, we're told, simply closed up and abandoned the business. All the equipment, all the customers' items locked up inside for weeks. Tonight, we are learning, though, tomorrow, a very important day for those frustrated customers.
No clue. Not open.
Frustrated customers have been making the trip to Fresh and Clean Dry Cleaners on 13 at Southfield Road in Beverly Hills for weeks, only to find that it has been closed every day with no hint on when it might reopen.
I could watch those all day long. What's really sad about them is a lot of them, like you heard that one, they've been servicing the customers for 100 years. They take good care of them. But there's one common theme, except maybe for Zoots, as we all know their story, is they really didn't do pickup delivery. Sure, you saw some paper tickets. They probably didn't even have a point of sale. But the deep down bottom line common denominator is not doing routes right. And we see that all across the country. Quite often I get a lot of phone calls asking me to help them. I just got one not too long ago. And I found out the drivers have been there for 10 years, 15 years, and they show up every day. But they are as complacent as anything. Thus, their routes are doing this. And that sounds all too familiar for a lot of you. And that's a tough one. But when you're not doing routes right, especially now in 2020, it gets kind of scary because here's the deal. As we might have another diminishing industry, another, recession and the coronavirus, all these things that are uncontrollable that do directly affect our business, you can't keep your eyes off the prize. I've got to take a break. We got a news break, so stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Have you seen this dry cleaning van? It has been seen in your neighborhood, saving people time, money, and gas with their free pickup and delivery service. Busy professionals are leaving their bags out on their front porch, and dry cleaning to you has been dropping off their clean garments right there.
Okay, so a little comic relief there as I just kind of injected one of our DCDU videos just for fun anyway, as we're kind of covering newsworthy subjects. We don't like to get political here with the route pros. We try to stay neutral with the clients. Obviously there's arguments for and against on both sides, whether it's good for dry cleaning or not. But let's hear what a couple candidates have to say about what's going on in our industry.
The future of dry cleaning is pickup and delivery.
Dry cleaning's down. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you should go to the Rail Pro. He's huge. He can really help your business.
I'll call him. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Pleasure. Yep. Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we're having a lot of fun with a pretty serious topic, store closing. Now, here's the deal. As we enter another year, the Route Pros, this is my 20th year in the industry. Mark is getting ready to do his 1,000th ride-along. Mike is in the middle of, I think, a 9-week stretch where he won't be home because he's in dire need to be out there on projects. The bottom line is this, guys. We keep saying it over and over again. Do routes right or not at all. It's getting that serious now as we have a lot of things affecting us, infecting us, if we can put a play on words with the coronavirus. I think we are going to feel some aftershocks of all this. And if we have a recession, if the stock market drops and whatever, there's a lot of people that are living in fear right now. And dry cleaners tend to do that. We all tend to do that. We get paralyzed by fear. You can't do that. You've got to continue to move forward. You got to drive forward. You got to keep building the business. Here's the deal. I mean, you see Stoltz Cleaners or whatever their name was, 100 years of existence. Zoots, they were the top of the world for a while. There's a lot of other cleaners out there too that are continuing to struggle. And as we watch them struggle, we sit there and go, man, if they just went after it. I just got a phone call again from somebody last week who bought out a cleaner. And I'm not going to say who, but you know who you are. And when they took it over, they were expecting this cleaner to be on top of the world. And when they looked at everything, they went, oh my goodness. And they've got a big project now in store for them. And we've had a lot of big projects in store for us too as well. This is a great industry, guys. And it's our turn, as I say, those that are watching, those that are actually Route Pro members, to make 2020 probably the most successful decade you can. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to stop moving. They're going to still continue to get comfortable. You saw a lot of those cleaners. Some of them had beautiful storefronts, some of them not so much. And we can go through all the 100 things that I think reasons why dry cleaners tend to lose focus and they kind of get complacent, but we're not going to cover that today. I just want you guys to know that this is a good time, and I'm not, campaigning for anything. As most of you guys that watch this are already clients, so that even though it sounds like an infomercial, but do routes right, get focused. Make sure you got your eyes on the prize on retention. Make sure you are trying to be efficient. Make sure you're utilizing your point of sale correctly, no matter what you're using. But one thing you don't want to do is to get comfortable. Anyway, that's going to do it for the Route Pros. One final message from the president.
The Route Pros, making dry cleaning great again.